Good evening, my friends. It's quite late right now. It's 11 o'clock. I've just had some time to sit down and share this with you. And it's a place I have been many times. Today, we're going to travel. It might be somewhere you have already been, but join me and let us see. Today, friends, we are going to Italy. Let's have a look at what we've got. This is a lovely extract. There are quite a few pages that we're going to be going through together. So let's settle in. I'm just going to have a sip of water. And we can travel together. Italy, the country. 119,000 square miles in area. Italy extends from the Alps to the Mediterranean Sea. Separated from the toe of the mainland's familiar boot shape is the island of Sicily, and to the west the island of Sardinia. There are many Italies. There is the Italy of the Roman Empire and the mighty ruins of Rome, the Colosseum, the Forum, the Catacombs, the Appian Way. The Italy of the Renaissance, most illustrious period of the arts, which produced Botticelli, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and 100 others. The Italy of engineering and designing skills, of roads, bridges, architecture, furniture, and, of more recent fame, the design of motorcar bodies, industrial northern Italy, and passionate, struggling southern Italy, which is the heartbeat and conscience of all the other Italies. The Italy of grand opera. Idle, indulgent, rich Italy, with its fur-lined corners of consolation and comfort for deposed kings. And the Italy of Eric Linklater's Private Angelo, out of uniform now, but still irrepressibly muddling on. If all of these Italies fail to infatuate you, there is Italy under the sun, on the beaches, beside the lakes, and in the mountains. And once begun, this is a love affair you will never end. Even if you have the fibre to resist throwing your coins into the fountain of Trevi, legend has it that you will come back to Rome one day if you do. Both among natives and visitors there is fierce regional pride. Could any city be fairer than Florence? Jewel of the Renaissance, set in the Tuscan hills, where art, scholarship, and civilized living flourish as they have done for centuries. More romantic than Venice, with its magnificent Byzantine architecture and streets of water spanned by delicate bridges. More impressive than Rome, more vivid and vital than Naples, sprawling joyfully round the great crescent of the bay, and within easy reach of Vesuvius, the ruined city of Pompeii, the lovely islands of Capri and Ischia, and the sun-washed little towns of Sorrento, Amalfi, and Positano that tumble down the mountainside to a sparkling sapphire, turquoise, and silver sea. Italy's Riviera is along the Ligurian coast, San Remo just the other side of the French border and the Côte d'Azur, Rapallo, Santa Margherita Ligure, and Portofino. Cortina in the Dolomites is the most fashionable of several skiing resorts. North of industrial Milan, itself worth visiting for its beautiful cathedral and the incomparable opera house La Scala, are the lovely lakes of Lombardy, Maggiore, Lugano, Como, and farther east Lake Garda. Chief industrial and commercial centres, other than those mentioned, are the port of Genoa, Turin, and Catania in Sicily. Italy's economy depends on tourism almost as much as on agriculture and industrial production. Few countries are as attractive to the tourist, and few hosts so gay, gallant, and charming. On landing. Rome's new international airport, Leonardo da Vinci, is at Fiumicino on the Mediterranean coast, some 22 miles from the capital. Customs formalities are quickly completed for tourists. Drive into Rome takes 45 minutes by car, approximately 1 hour by coach. The people of Italy. Population approximately 50 million. Italy is a democratic republic with a government elected by restricted franchise. Legal system derives from the ancient Roman Code, the earliest known form of tabled law. The Vatican, a city within a city, is the fount of Roman Catholicism, and though there is some dissension among certain groups, the influence of the Church throughout Italy is still immense. In major towns there is some choice of worship. Rome has Anglican, Baptist, Christian Science, Lutheran, Russian Orthodox, American, and Waldensian churches, also a synagogue. English and French are spoken by practically all people who make their living out of tourism. Apart from regional differences, Italians can be broadly divided into those of the prosperous north and central districts and those of the Mezzogiorno, Naples and the mountainous area further south, which includes Sicily and, to the west, Sardinia. Though all Italians are emotional and excitable, those of the north are less passionate and more sophisticated than southerners. Florence is one of the most cultivated cities in Europe. High life in Rome is stylish and rich. But the south, with its high rate of unemployment, is another story. Land reform, government subsidies and loans at low interest, and improved public supplies and communications are gradually helping to make it a happier one. Meantime, the southerner's natural buoyancy, the warmth of the sun, a glass of wine, and the mountains make up for a great deal. Climate and clothing in Italy. A clear, sunny Mediterranean climate, colder and wetter in the north, especially in winter. Southern region has mild winter, long hot summer, warm spring and autumn. Rome, in the central region, has an average summer temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit, rising to the upper 80s and even sometimes reaching 100 in July and August. Winter average is 46. There are brief rain showers during January, February and March. Little humidity, except in high summer, when the sirocco, a hot, damp wind, blows in from North Africa. Vegetation. In the north, green and thickly wooded, mostly firs and poplars. In central regions, a gentler and more muted landscape, dotted with pines and cypresses. In the south, subtropical, with scrub, palms, cactus. Bird and animal life is very uninteresting. Sparrows, pigeons, etc. Clothes to bring. Lightweights, cottons, etc. with cardigan or sweater for evenings in summer. Heavyweights, woolens with umbrella and raincoat in winter. Italian men and women have an innate dress sense, and their clothes strike a delicate balance between formal and casual. In the streets you rarely, if ever, see an Italian with his shirt sleeves rolled up, though short-sleeved shirts are quite proper. Nor do you see a woman in slacks or shorts. Laundering and dry cleaning, very good and inexpensive. Expert hairdressing in the best salon, 800 to 1500 lira for shampoo and set. Barbering deft and skillful, 3 to 500 lira for shave and trim. Where to stay in Italy? Here are some examples of hotels in main cities, listed in 3 price categories. A, charging 4 to 4,500 lira per person. B, 3,300 to 3,500. And C, from 2,800 to 3,000 per person. 20% is invariably added to these charges for service and taxes. In Rome, Category A, Hassler, Excelsior, Grand, Bernini, Bristol. B. Flora, Ambasciatore, Quirinali. C. Imperiali, Continental. In Milan, A. Palace, Albergo Duermo, Continental. B. Excelsior Gallia, Diana Majestic. C. Albergo di Bavalieri, Francia Europa. In Florence, A. the Excelsior and Grand. B. Baglioni, Savoia. C. Mediterraneo, Lucchesi. In Genoa, A. Colombia. B. Savoy Majestic, Grand Hotel de Genes. B. Bristol and Hotel de Londres. In Naples, A. Excelsior Vesuvio. B. Continental Real. C. Santa Lucia Hotel de Londres. In Venice, A. Gritti Palace, Danieli, Royal Excelsior, Bauer Grunwald. B. Monaco e Gran Canale and the Park. C. San Marco Splendid, Swiss. And in Sicily, using the same system, in Catania, Grade B, Excelsior, and C, Bristol and Jolly Hotel. In Messina, B, Jolly Hotel, C, Modern Hotel Terminus. In Palermo, A, Via Igea, B, Jolly Hotel, C, Mediterraneo Miramare. In Sardinia, Cagliari, B, Jolly Hotel, C, Excelsior. In Alghero, B, Grand, and C, La Margarita. Ask your hotel for a complete list and your travel agent, of course, for more details. Food and drink. The staple food is pasta, a basis of flour and water, in the form of spaghetti, ravioli, tagliatelle, lasagna, pasta chuta, and dozens more. There are also rice dishes, risottos. Regional specialities are, in Milan, saffron rice cooked in butter, and ossobuco, meat in a rich sauce. In Venice, fried prawns, baby octopus, fish soups, and other fish dishes. In Genoa, pesto, a time-honoured sauce made of oil, goat's milk cheese, and basil. In Bologna, salami, mortadella, and cotticino sausages. In Tuscany, charcoal-grilled beefsteaks, pappardelle, an egg pasta, and porchetta, roast-sucking pig. In Livorno, cacciuccio, a tender, delicious fish soup. In Rome, abbacchio, young lamb, fritti misti, a mixed fry, artichokes alla Giudiera, and deviled chicken. In Naples, pizza, a wonder of cheese, tomato, and anchovy. Prosciutto e melone, raw smoked ham with a slice of melon, is served everywhere, also olives and nuts. Finocchio, an odd vegetable which looks like a chopped-off head of celery and has a curious cough mixture tang. This is surprisingly refreshing after the main course. Fruit should be washed, but even in unpretentious cafes, it is usually served with a bowl of water. Ice cream is superb. Try pistachio and cassata. In the summer, wayside stalls sell great slices of crimson watermelon, which people eat as they walk along. The Italian has an extraordinary attachment to black and bitter coffee. He breakfasts on this alone, and during the day he may consume 12 or more cups of it. For gentler palates, there is the milky froth of cappuccino. There are no licensing restrictions. Many bars drink standing up, and pavement cafes drink sitting down, and a tremendous variety of wines. the famous Chianti, Valpolicella, Barolo, Barbaresco, Barbara, Lambrusco, Marsala, white wines from Puglia and Liguria, the incomparable Frascati, best drunk in Frascati, about 12 miles from Rome, because it doesn't travel well, Lacrima Christi and Asti Spumanti, the Italian champagne, sweeter than the French variety. Try Campari for an aperitif, Strega for a liqueur. There are many outstanding and countless good Italian restaurants. Those of the best hotels are always reliable, and for the rest, be guided by the locals. Sport and entertainment in Italy. Every kind of sea and seaside sport. Winter sports in the Italian Alps, also in Taormina, Sicily, and at Terminillo near Rome. Golf, tennis, polo, and riding in tourist centres. Flying at the Aeroporto del Urbe, on the outskirts of Rome. Some hunting, mostly game birds, in the hills and coastal scrubland, and sea and river fishing. Italy's cycling and motor racing champions are national heroes, and the youngbloods are enthusiastic imitators. Ice hockey is popular in the north, horse racing a favourite in Rome, Naples and Stresa, but the national sporting religion is soccer. Matches on Sundays because there is a 6-day working week. Athletics matches can be seen at the Olympic Stadium in Rome, scene of the 1960 Olympic Games. Apart from conventional indoor entertainments, and every prominent city and town has its theatres and cinemas, some British and American films shown, apart from these there is the splendour of Italian opera and the thrill of hearing the music of native composers, Verdi, Puccini, Rossini, in the richly decorated opera houses. La Scala in Milan, Teatro dell'Opera in Rome, San Carlo in Naples, all financed by the government. The Italian opera-goer is a serious, fastidious, and knowledgeable critic, and for him there is no higher social occasion. He really dresses up for it. If you are shocked to hear the sound of hissing, don't worry. It is merely the sound of many people demanding bis, which means more, more, more. Throughout the year there are festivals of music and dancing. In the south you will hear nostalgic Neapolitan and Sicilian love songs in all the cafes. Among 1,000 museums, do not miss, if in Rome, the Vatican Museums, the Capitoline Museum of Sculpture, the Etruscan Museum of Via Giulia, and the Galleria Borghese Art Gallery. In Florence, the Uffizi. All the churches of Italy, from St. Peter's Cathedral down, are, in themselves, treasuries of Italian art. In Venice, too, there is a superb collection of international modern paintings in the private home of Miss Peggy Guggenheim, which is occasionally open to the public. Radio and television, one channel, are operated nationally. All programs in Italian. Only English-language newspaper is the Rome Daily American. Italian magazines worth buying are Oggi, Tempo Illustrato, Epoca, L'Europeo, and Visto. Getting about. Alitalia run domestic air services connecting all the main towns. From Rome to Milan, 1.5 hours. To Naples, 1 hour. To Genoa, 1.5 hours. Railways, all electric, are highly efficient, very comfortable, and sometimes more practical than aeroplanes. Main roads throughout the country are wide, smooth, well signposted. Good long-distance coach network. Car hire, approximately 10,000 lira a day with chauffeur. 7,000 a day self-drive. Fiat, 1.1 litre. Petrol, 100 lira a litre. Special concessions for tourists. Taxis, olive green with black roof, 100 lira per kilometre, 200 extra at night. You can hire them from ranks only or by phone. Local buses and trams chaotic during rush hours, 7:30 till 8:30, 12 noon till 2 p.m, 6:30 till 9 p.m. Horse-drawn cabs in Rome and Naples. Shopping in Italy. A pleasure almost anywhere in Italy, especially in Rome, one of the world's foremost fashion centres for men and women. Most luxurious boutiques are in the Via Condotti, and there are other fine shops along Via del Tritona and Via Nazionale. Woolworth-type emporia well worth a visit are Standa and Upim. Outstanding buys. In Rome, couture clothes, silk shirts and ties. Gloves, they really fit, and shoes, if you can afford it, have them made. Sweaters and jumper suits. In Florence, leather handbags, suitcases, tooled leather purses, cigarette boxes, jewel and trinket cases, antique jewellery. In Naples, straw baskets. In Sorrento, hand-embroidered cloths and blouses. In Capri, Ischia and Riviera resorts, beach clothes and sandals. In Venice and Murano, glassware. In Portofino, alabaster carvings. Cameo brooches and rings are sold in most places, but make sure they are genuine. And beware of street peddlers, whose cameos are rarely worth the price they ask. Bargaining, except in the big stores, of course, is an accepted part of the fun. There are many expert tailors, dressmakers, shoemakers and knitters whose work is quick and prices reasonable. English, American, Greek cigarettes, 420 lira for 20. Italian tobacco, black and rough. 120620 films cost 295 lira. 35mm, 610. Colour, 1,350. Processing standards high. Kodak have a big shop in Via Nazionale, Rome. Photography is not allowed in museums and churches. Shopping hours, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in season. Some basic facts and figures about Italy. Money. The unit of currency is the lira. Notes are in 500, 1,000, 5,000 and 10,000 lira denominations. Coins. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 and 500 lira. Banks open 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m, 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. In winter, 8:30 to 1 p.m. Public holidays. 1st and 6th Jan, 19th March, Easter, Ascension Day, May. 1st of May. 2nd and 29th of June. Corpus Christi, 15th August, 1st, 4th November, 8th, 25th, 26th December. Traffic police wear uniform based on English bobbies. White tunics in summer. Security police, black with peaked cap. Carabinieri, they are actually part of the army, three-cornered hat, cloak. English-speaking policemen wear light blue armband. Telephones automatic. Long-distance operators speak English. No call boxes. Public phones are in bars, denoted by yellow sign with black dial symbol. Cables by phone or at post office. Stamps from post office and tobacconists. Letters to UK 70 lira. Cards 35 take 2 days. To USA and Canada 130 lira and 100 lira take 4 to 5 days. Letterboxes for airmail, yellow, fixed on wall. For inland, red. Medical services expensive. First aid free. Electric current 125 volts AC. Further information from Italian State Tourist Board, ENIT, and their officers. Suggested reading: A Traveller in Rome by H. V. Morton, The Land of Italy by Moore, Rome by Hutton, The Wonders of Italy by Fattoruso, Stranger in Italy by H. Kubli, and The Golden Honeycomb by Vincent Cronin. And that, my friends, is a really nice, in-depth guide to a visit to Italy and all the different places that we can go to, as well as the islands of Sicily and Sardinia. You have all the different regions of the body of Italy. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you get the chance to travel soon to Italy. If you've already travelled there, where did you go? What towns and cities or regions did you like the most? And when might you be going back again? And that, my friends, is our trip to Italy together using the B.O.A.C, or British Overseas Airways Corporation, Travellers Digest to Italy in 1961.